Residential. Pandit Shiva Astrology Center is located in Georgetown. Call or WhatsApp 644-7767. All religions are welcome.
Dixie's Punch the Cream, the dreamy, creamy and delicious cream liqueur. Dixie's Punch the Cream comes in 3 unique flavors: original, coffee, and Capadula. Available at GMC, Guyana Store, Rubis Gas Station at Strathspey, Massey and Turkine, Andrews Supermarket, Bounty on Water Street, and Kitty, and other popular retail outlets. Taste the delicious, creamy, natural flavors of Dixie's Punch the Cream.
World-famous Indian astrologer and spiritual healer in Guyana, Master Vishnu. Master Vishnu is a specialist in bringing back loved ones and ex-lovers, an expert in removing black magic, negative energy, and evil spirits. Are you facing problems that go beyond your comprehension? Is there anything that is convenient for progressive life? You may have visited many astrologers, but you didn't get your problem solved. Visit once. Master Vishnu will business problem, love problem, relationship problem, depression, education problem, court case, childbirth, witchcraft, negative energy, juju and voodoo, family issues, health problems, and more. Through one-on-one consultation, Master Vishnu will solve any kind of problem in within days, 100% guarantee. Master Vishnu also offers lifetime protection at all times. Book an appointment at +592 632 9943, located in Georgetown, Guyana.
Top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Senior member of the Guyana Police Force detained twice in the United States by FBI agents. Guyana Police Force tight-lipped on detention. Political opposition heavyweight throws hat in the ring for leadership of the People's National Congress reform. Guyanese public servants will be placed on the back burner if government recruits foreigners. Norton and Azardain Mohammed admitted on the cross-examination he's aware he's being accused of gold and drug smuggling. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Aletha Grant with the Thursday, 28th March 2024 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you need to know at this hour. Over to the police. That's essentially what the response from Vice President Barrick Jagdeo was in response to reports that a senior member of the Guyana Police Force was detained twice in the United States by FBI agents. More from Travis Chase.
The Guyana Police Force remains tight-lipped on whether head of the Major Crimes Unit of the Guyana Police Force, Superintendent of Police Mitchell Caesar, was detained for more than 7 hours by FBI agents at the John F. Kennedy International Airport. But Vice President Barrick Jagdeo on Thursday hinted that if Mitchell Caesar was indeed detained by FBI agents in New York, he prefers the local police to comment on the issue.
We saw that in the media. It came out in the media. The report from what we gather, from what I gather, a report was made to the superior officer or the senior officer of that policeman.
Nightly News was told that the senior policeman was detained twice by FBI agents last week. It is unclear at this point why Mr. Caesar was detained and what specifically he was questioned about. VP Jagdeo had this to say on reports of Caesar's reported detention by FBI agents.
I personally, I did not seek to find out what it related to because that should be dealt with by the police force. The United States of America will not tell us what their questions are, why they question people, because that's immigration matter. They don't, as a matter of policy, they don't release why visas are withdrawn or denied.
Caesar, who is currently in the United States of America, was among several police officers who had traveled to India on fully paid scholarships to receive training in forensic interviews.
So that will engage the leadership of the police force, and that's where the matter will be dealt with.
The VP claims to have zero tolerance for police corruption.
If there is any criminality on the part of anyone in government, then once the information is shared with us formally by the U.S. government, there'll be action taken against people.
Most recently, Mr. Caesar had denied allegations that he was involved in attempts to cover up and interfere in the murder investigation of biker Ricardo Fagundes. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. And Travis will again tell us that a political opposition heavyweight has thrown his hat in the ring now that internal elections for the People's National Congress reform is drawing closer.
Whenever Congress for the People's National Congress reform is called, Senior Counsel and Shadow Minister of Legal Affairs, Roysdale Ford, intends to contest for the leadership of the People's National Congress reform. Mr. Ford made the announcement Thursday morning in the presence of many well-wishers and PNCR members.
And it was publicly stated by the current leader that this Congress is slated to be held on or before August 31st, 2024. It is on this basis that I hereby announce that I am making myself available for nomination to contest for the position of leader of the People's National Congress reform.
Asked specifically what areas he would prioritize if elected leader of the PNCR and eventually president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, the longtime member of the PNCR responded.
I believe that, firstly, the question that bothers the Guyanese people the most is the oil sector and its impact on their lives. I believe that we initially would have to put in place plans and programs that will see transfer of resources into the lives and hands and pockets of the Guyanese people. I believe the system of governance needs to be changed. We need to review the Constitution and there are a whole range of other issues.
Already, current leader of the People's National Congress reform, Aubrey Norton, is confident that he would be re-elected as leader of the party when internal elections are held this coming August. Ford, though, said if he's elected lead of the PNCR, the current leader, Mr. Aubrey Norton, who is a political scientist and international relations expert, would be vital to the ultimate success of the party.
Mr. Norton is a senior and distinguished member of the party. Under any leader, apart from myself, if I win, any other leader would be foolish to seek to exclude Mr. Norton from the wealth that he brings to the party.
Council Ford stressed that the goal for whoever wins the leadership race will be to remove the People's Progressive Party Civic from the seat of government.
But I'm running here for the party as a priority. Whoever enters the race, I hope they understand that we're running ultimately to see the best person, the best program emerge for the People's National Congress.
Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton, believes that Guyana's public servants, especially healthcare workers and the teachers, will be placed on the back burner if the government moves ahead with its plans to recruit foreigners. More details from Daisy Richards.
The leader of the opposition, Aubrey Norton, at his party's weekly press conference, believes that Guyana's public servants will be placed on the back burner should the government recruit foreign nationals to join Guyana's workforce. The opposition leader believes that recruitment is a strategy by the PPPC government to not increase the salaries of hard-working public servants.
PPP government has a deliberate strategy to keep public servants in poverty and replace them with foreign workers.
The opposition leader noted that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed that the approval was granted to recruit 500 workers from Bangladesh to work in Guyana's health sector. He highlighted that this action is unacceptable and reiterated that this further shows that the PPPC government has no transparency or accountability.
The government's approval for the recruitment of these workers clearly testifies to its continued reluctance to provide the necessary wages and salaries and working conditions to retain our local healthcare workers.
Norton reminded that the government said public servants will have to wait until 2027 for better wages and salaries, but are willing and able to give foreign workers a better salary.
The government is seeking to give foreign workers a better salary and concomitantly a better way of life than the Guyanese people.
He also added that the use of work contracts to recruit public servants from other countries aim at suppressing the idea of salary increases for Guyanese public servants. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy. We will be back after this break.
Best traditional Indian astrologer Pandit Sitaramji, expert in bringing back your ex-love. He is the most expert, powerful spiritualist. His services: face reading, palm reading, love spells caster, financial stable health and depression, evil spirit, jealousy curse removal, sexual problems, bringing back your good luck, and many more. Get permanent protection, house consultation services also available. Any problem solution within days. Consult now Pandit Sitaramji. His number is given on the...
We at SNL Electrical Agency believe that a good design begins with a great lighting plan. From ambiance lighting to statement chandeliers. Trendy LED fixtures. We've got it all. Layering your homes with lights is the key to creating spaces that welcome, comfort, and inspire. SNL Electrical Agency, importers and distributors of all electrical lamps, solar lights, cables, circuit breaker panels, AC units, and so much more. SNL Electrical Agency, 179 to 180 Thomas Street, Kitty. Telephone 226-3018, 223-1634.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Welcome back. You with the HGP Nightly News. A Guyana Defense Force officer lost her life late Wednesday after she was struck down by a truck on the Soos-Dyke-Linden Highway. The officer was at the time participating in the Guyana Defense Force's annual 30 km march when she lost her life. More details from Carice Gonzalez.
A female Guyana Defense Force GDF rank, identified as a 33-year-old Sergeant Desmond Nicholson of Lot 605, Number 30 Village, West Coast Berbice, tragically lost her life in a fatal incident that occurred around 9 p.m. on Wednesday at Madawini Soos-Dyke-Linden Highway. The incident involved a truck with registration number GAC 5915, driven by a 26-year-old individual from Golden Grove, East Bank, Demerara, and 3 pedestrians, Corporal Kwame Reed, Lance Corporal Kelly Jackson, and Sergeant Desmond Nicholson, now deceased, who were participating in the GDF's 30 km annual march. The march began around 1750 hours from Red Run Kameri to Camp Stevenson. The truck driver has since claimed that he was traveling south along the eastern side of Madawini Road when he suddenly noticed 3 individuals in dark-colored attire, walking side by side on the eastern side of the road heading south. They were all allegedly not wearing any reflective vests, lights, or any other warning devices. The driver said upon seeing them he applied the brakes to avoid a collision, but due to the short distance, the left front side of his vehicle collided with the Army ranks. This led to all of them falling onto the road and sustained injuries in the process. Sergeant Nicholson and the 2 other soldiers were picked up and placed into an Army ambulance and transported to the Diamond Diagnostic Center, where they were all examined by a doctor on duty. Sergeant Nicholson was pronounced dead while the other 2 soldiers were treated and discharged. A breathalyzer test was administered to the truck driver, and no traces of alcohol were detected in his system. The driver of the truck is currently in custody, cooperating with the ongoing investigation. Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, I am Carice Gonzalez.
Thank you, Carice. A prominent businessman, Azruddin Mohammed, on Wednesday admitted on the cross-examination that he is aware that he's been accused of gold and drug smuggling. More in this report.
In 2022, Azruddin Mohammed filed a $200 million libel suit against Sergeant Dion Bascom, who he said defamed him for the alleged killing of Ricardo Fagundes, known as Paper Shorts. On Wednesday, 3 witnesses, including businessman Mohammed, testified in the matter, which is being presided over by Justice Narishwar Harnanan at the Demerara High Court. This is according to Nadia Hughes, attorney at law for Bascom, who cross-examined Mohammed after his testimony.
During the course of the cross-examination, he was asked whether he's aware that he has been accused of gold and drug smuggling, and his answer to both questions was yes, he's aware.
Subsequently, Hughes questioned the businessman about his knowledge of the U.S. government's ongoing investigation into his involvement in drug and gold smuggling, to which his attorney raised an objection to the question. Amir, another witness who was called as a character witness on behalf of Mohammed, informed the court that although he does not read newspapers or have access to the internet, he had heard the allegations about Mohammed at his place of work.
He heard in the workplace, because he works with Mr. Mohammed, he heard in the workplace that Mr. Mohammed said Mohammed were accused of gold and drug smuggling.
In 2022, Mohammed filed a more than $200 million lawsuit against Sergeant Bascom, who he said defamed him in regard of allegations about the killing of Ricardo Fagundes. The lawsuit came after Bascom went public with bombshell corruption allegations.
We'll have more news for you when we return.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Working and studying, lacking energy and restless? Dr. Chase Nerve Food and Nerve and Blood Tablet and Tonic improve your energy, reduce stress and anxiety, improve immunity, digestion, sleep, and nerve function, fight anemia, and maintain liver function. Dr. Chase contains iron, vitamin C, B1, B12, manganese, liver fraction, aloe vera extract, and gentian root. Now, that's a doctor to trust. Dr. Chase.
Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Welcome back. You with the HGP Nightly News. With an increase in grass fires across several administrative regions, Fire Prevention Officer Sheldon Sons says the Guyana Fire Service is doing all it can to bring the fires under control. More details from Daisy Richards.
Fire Prevention Officer Sheldon Swans on Wednesday told Nightly News that the Guyana Fire Service has recorded a high number of grass fires across the country. He also added that these fires are mainly caused by spontaneous combustion and is sometimes human-induced, land clearing, or waste reduction.
There are a number of fires, wildfires, in regions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, respectively. So these fires are caused mainly of spontaneous combustion and sometimes human-induced efforts are being placed on them.
The Fire Prevention Officer also stated that the Guyana Fire Service is partnering with several agencies to help curb these wildfires.
So the Guyana Fire Service, along with EPA, CDC, and other stakeholders, we are trying our best to combat these fires.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs, in a press release, called on farmers, contractors, land developers, and citizens to desist from lighting fires on or near properties, as there have been a combination of ground fog and smoke resulting from various grass fires. According to the ministry, this will pose a threat to motorists and pedestrians, as it will be difficult to see through the thick smoke and fog. Motorists are also advised to reduce their speed on the roadways during this period. The ministry also highlighted with the prolonged dry season that is supposed to last until the end of April, fires will tend to spread rapidly with the possibility of becoming unmanageable. The fire service said that the fires are currently under investigation. For HGP Nightly News, I am Dacia Richard.
Thank you, Dacia. And Tiana Cole will now tell us that U.S.-based Guyanese and political activist Rickford Burke, through his lawyers, have filed civil proceedings in the High Court seeking to squash summonses allegedly served to him by a member of the Guyana Police Force at his home last year.
On Thursday, Rickford Burke was required to attend the Vigilance Magistrates Court after he was summoned by Senior Magistrate Fabe Azor. When the matter was called before Magistrate Azor on Thursday morning, Burke was absent, but was represented by attorneys at law Don Cush, Rosedale Ford Senior Counsel, and Sasha King. Burke, through his lawyers, filed civil proceedings in the Guyana High Court against the Attorney General, who was being represented by King's Counsel Darshan Ramdani. Hence, Magistrate Azor indicated that she is deferring the hearing of the matter pending the outcome of the civil proceedings in the High Court and adjourned the matter to April 22, 2024, and declined to hear any submissions from Ramdani. The civil proceedings filed by Burke's attorneys seek to squash the defendant's summons allegedly served on their client, which resulted in criminal defamation to protect individual reputation, is unnecessary, disproportionate, excessive, and reasonably justified, and are required to protect reputations, rights, and freedom of other persons, and thereby unconstitutional. On December 3, 2021, the Guyana Police Force issued a wanted bulletin for Burke in relation to offenses relating to excitement or hostility or ill will on the ground of race, contrary to the Racial Hostility Act, sedition, and the use of a computer system to coerce and intimidate a person, both contrary to the Cybercrime Act, seditious libel contrary to the common law, seditious libel contrary to peace, contrary to the Summary Jurisdiction Offences Act, and inciting public terror contrary to the Criminal Law Offences Act. The Guyana Police Force had again issued a wanted bulletin for Burke on September 29, 2022, in connection with the crime of conspiracy to commit a felony, contrary to Section 33 of the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801, concerning the publication of defamatory libel with the intention of extorting money from Afras Mohammed. 2 charges were then filed against Burke for the aforementioned offences in the Vigilance Magistrates Court on August 18, 2023. 2 defendant summonses were subsequently prepared in accordance with the court's order, and on December 13, 2023, Assistant Police Superintendent Rodwell Sarabo traveled to the United States of America to serve Burke with the summonses. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. Stay tuned for regional news.
Are you looking for an exciting Easter? Look no further than Digicel stores for incredible savings and a free Easter surprise. This Easter, Digicel is offering an extravagant deal. Purchase the Samsung A05 for just $21,000 or the Samsung A24 for only $39,500 and receive a free kite with your purchase. Make this Easter a memorable one. Visit a Digicel store today and crack open these amazing deals. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Are you thinking of constructing that new home or office? Then call CB General Contracting Services on 218-3233 or 218-3098. We can help you from the plan to the finished product. For more information, call CB Contracting Services on 218-3233 or 218-3098 and let the professionals help you. CB General Contracting Services. You name it, we build it.
These nice products I spoke with proper things. Peppies, you get it best at least. Oh no, bless
Okay. Pack up these things. Yellow, you put the things in the car.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do-da-do-da-do. I love you, and you, and you, and you, and you. I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you. I love Peppies.
Step right into the vibrant heart of Guyana with HGP TV's freshest series, Inside Culture. Dive deep into the pulsating core of our spirited nation as we unravel the captivating stories embedded in our arts, music, sports, and beyond. A journey to nurture your soul and celebrate our rich heritage. Join us on HGP TV, where Inside Culture brings you closer to the heart and soul of Guyana, airing Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. and rebroadcasting on Sundays.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Brazil. Brazil's former President Jair Bolsonaro told Supreme Court Justice Alexandra on Wednesday he had no reason to have sought asylum at the Hungarian embassy after the court summoned him to explain why he stayed at the diplomatic compound for 2 nights in February. Leaked video and satellite video, first published in New York Times on Monday, showed Bolsonaro entering the embassy on February 12 and leaving on February 14, just 4 days after his passport had been seized in an investigation into an alleged military coup plot. The ex-right-wing leader told the court he was not afraid of being arrested and stood by the explanation that he spent 2 nights at the embassy to maintain a good political relation. Staying at an embassy would mean authorities could not arrest a politician like Bolsonaro. The defense also claims that Bolsonaro has responded to all requests from the court, has a fixed address, a public agenda, and has not left Brazil without communicating or requesting authorization. We now bring you news from Venezuela. Venezuela presidential hopeful Manuel Rosales on Wednesday said he was willing to hand over his place on the ballot to a unity candidate, amid uncertainty over who will carry the opposition's banner in a July contest against President Nicolas Maduro. Neither the landslide winner of an October opposition primary nor her alternate were able to register for the race before a Monday deadline, though 2 opposition groups, including Rosales, a New Time party, managed to register candidates. The opposition has until an April 20 substitution deadline to hold internal negotiations about whether to back one of the registered candidates or name alternates. The Democratic Unity Group registered Edmundo Gonzalez, a former ambassador, but sources noted that his listing is meant as a placeholder for a potential substitute. Many prominent Venezuelan opposition figures have faced bans or arrest. Last week, Venezuela's Attorney General Tariq Saab said 2 people close to Machado had been arrested and warrants were out for 7 other members of her team. Saab said on Tuesday that 2 men had been detained at Maduro's event, allegedly carrying firearms and were connected to Machado. Maduro was persecuting the party by categorizing it as a terrorist group, the broad opposition coalition said in a social media post on Wednesday. We tell you now, a woman was found dead with her hands tied in a car in Tobago, which had been on fire. The body of Deborah Gopal, an employee of J Distributors, was found in a black Mazda on the Claude Nola Highway near Lowlands, Tobago, on Tuesday night. Tobago police have classified Gopal's death as a homicide. Order toll in Tobago remained at 5 for the year so far, up to last night. Police noted, though, that her hands were bound and the car she was found in had previously been on fire. When the flames were extinguished by the fire service personnel around 10 p.m., the body of Gopal was observed in the front passenger seat of her car. Friends of Gopal said they were puzzled about where the car was found, because she had been followed home by another J Distributors employee to ensure she was safe. However, late Wednesday night, the black Mazda 323 car she drove was not at home when checks were made, police said. Superintendent Jackman told the Express an autopsy is to be performed to determine Gopal's exact cause of death. Jackman said there were no signs of gunshot wounds or stab wounds on her body. I am Carice Gonzalez. Thank you for watching. Senior member of the Guyana police force detained twice in the United States by FBI agents. Guyana police force tight-lipped on detention. Political opposition heavyweight throws hat in the ring for leadership of the People's National Congress reform. Guyanese public servants will be placed on the back burner if government recruits foreigners. Norton and Azzuddin Mohammed admitted on the cross-examination he is aware he's being accused of gold and drug smuggling. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Aletha Grant. Thanks for watching.